everyone, Neil here, and I'm back. Let's do items. That's what we came here today for, right? It's items. We're going to go ahead and jump into Eclipse. We're going to jump into our main modding file, and we're going to start on some items. So, how items are going to work? Well, we have to actually put them in some of our initialization events to get them to start. But the first thing that we have to do is we have to declare what those items are going to be. Public static item. I'm actually going to make a copper ingot, like so. Boom. We're going to import the item class. Right? So now that we've declared the variable and we've said that it's an item, now what we need to do is we need to initialize and then register that item. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to our pre-init section. We're going to give ourselves some space, and we're going to say item copper ingot equals new, and we're going to call this nc items dot set unlocalized name, and that name is just going to be copper ingot. And this is really important. This is what we're going to want to name our texture as. I'll explain that a little bit later on. So what we're doing is we're referencing a class here for the additional properties for this item. Now what we are going to do is we're going to create kind of a generic class that handles all of the properties of our items. Because an item is really just that. It's an item. It doesn't do anything other than serve as maybe fuel or as a material in a recipe. In this case, a copper ingot, it's just going to serve as a material in a recipe. We can put it into a furnace and turn it into something else, or use it in a crafting recipe, but it's really just a basic item, right? So what we'll do is we're going to create a class for nc items, but I want to actually put this in a new package. So after my nealcraft.mod.items, we're going to do that. We're going to hit finish. And now you'll see that we have another package over here on the left with nc items, and we are going to go ahead and get that rolling. So nc items, that actually extends the item class. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be borrowing the properties from the item class. So import that from net.minecraft.item, and then down below we're going to say public nc items, and we're going to set the creative tab to it. So set creative tab, and we're going to get a creative tab, and that creative tab is going to be not that. Get creative tab. I don't think it's here. What am I doing wrong? I think it's here. There we go. Tab, and we're going to put this in tab materials. So, this, meaning this class, we want to set the creative tab, and we're going to get that creative tab, and it's going to be tab materials. Now, in a couple episodes, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about creative tabs, and I'm going to have you guys create your own. Or, if you want, you can just incorporate all of your items into the existing tabs in Minecraft, right? So, we'll get to that. The last thing that we're going to do here is we're going to set up our textures. That's it. We're going to set up our textures. So to do that, we only want this to run on the client side. So we're going to say side only, side.client, like so. And we're going to need to. Oh, it imported side already. That's cool. So public void register icons, and this is going to come out of the icon register class, and we're just going to call this variable icon register. So really what we're doing is we're saying this is our variable, right? Or this is where we're going to store the properties from icon register. We'll import that. We'll actually import the side only as well. So there we go. So how do we do this? How do we register these icons? Well, we're going to say this as in the item that it's referencing. So when our copper ingot comes to this class, it's going to say this item icon is going to equal icon register, which is what we created up here, so that way we can reference the properties of this class. Icon register dot register icon, and it's going to be the name of our mod. So we are going to do Nealcraft dot mod ID plus a semicolon, not a semicolon, a whole colon, plus this dot get unlocalized name, and we actually want to trim it down so that way we are only getting 5 of them. Excuse me, we're trimming off 5 letters. Nealcraft. Let's import that. Booyah. Mod ID, what is it? Nealcraft. So what happens with Minecraft is it'll actually put in extra characters into your unlocalized name. Now we actually named this one Copper Ingot, right? Well, what Minecraft does, or what Forge does, one of the two, somebody does, I don't know who it is, they will put in item dot copper ingot. Well, what we're doing is we're saying, hey, I want to go out and get my texture, so I'm going to take off the first 5 letters of that, or 5 characters, so I-T-E-M, and then the dot. You could just plan for that and just key it in as item dot. I don't know how that'll work. It might be item dot, item dot. Anyways, this is where our texture is. We're taking off that item dot from our unlocalized name. Let's save that, and we're actually done with this generic item class. There's a couple of other things that we need to do. We need to register this. We need to register this item, so that way it'll show up in game. So game registry dot register item, and the item name is going to be the item copper ingot, and the name of it, and again I'm just going to use the same one that we did up above here, ingot. This actually needs to be in quotes like so. What am I doing wrong? I already had one. There we go. So we've initialized the item, and we have registered it to the game. So let's jump into the game and see what this looks like. Let's make sure that it's actually appearing, this copper ingot that we've just created. So we'll go to single player, let's create a new world, let's turn the volume down, and I am going to name this Nealcraft Test 0.1. I'm going to make that creative and create it. Taking myself a little drinky drink. Oh, I'm all backwards. Sorry. I like to invert the mouse. There we go. And let's find a good place to work. I'm picky like that. What is this? Oh, this must be that puzzle stuff. That's cute. You don't see that out and about very often. This is probably one of those new biomes that I haven't seen yet. So let's do it right here. Clean up the area a little bit. Some grass. Look for our item. We put it under materials. Scroll to the bottom. There it is. You'll notice that the name is kind of wonky on this. We'll come back mixing the texture. So the reason that I had you download 7-zip and paint.net, we're actually going to go through those right now, and we're going to create some textures. So here's the thing. Let's go ahead and exit out of Minecraft. We have our source folders here. We're actually going to right click on this and we're going to choose new and package, and the name of this package is going to be assets dot neocraft dot textures dot items, like so. Now if we actually come in here to our modding folder, we can actually get to that here through the source, right? So you see we have our net folder, and under net we have Nealcraft mod items right here, and then we have our main modding class. If we go into assets, we have Nealcraft textures items. So this is actually where we're going to save our texture for the copper ingot. Now I'm not an artist, so I don't want to just go out and make a copper ingot just because I feel like it. So I'm actually going to go back into my modding folder. I'm going to go to Nealcraft. I'm going to go to build. Is it build? Bin. Net. Nealcraft mod. Nope, that's not it. Where is this bad boy at? Clips. Mods, resource pack, saves. I think it's under bin. No, I just tried this one. It's not there. I cannot find this for the life of me. Binaries. That's funny. Well, I'm sorry guys. I'm at a complete loss as to where to find this. Oh, duh. Okay, so here's what we need to do. Go to your C drive, go to users, and the profile that you're currently logged into, and then go to Gradle. Gradle, right there. Caches, Minecraft, net, Minecraft, Minecraft 172, and then you see Minecraft 172. Since you've already installed 7-zip, go ahead and choose Open Archive. And what we want to do is we actually want to go back to our modding folder, and right here let's create a new folder that says Vanilla Items. We're going to go to Assets, Minecraft, Textures. Let's open up this Vanilla Items, and we're going to copy all of these and just drag them over to here. Now, go ahead and close 7-zip. What this is going to allow us to do is, there we are. So we can actually come in here and we can grab an ingot texture and we can manipulate it to our own needs. So let's do that now. We actually want to pull up paint.net. So we'll do that. Paint.net. Paint.net. There we go. So let's open up a texture, and we can go into our Vanilla Items folder, and then Items, and I'm actually going to go for the gold ingot. We're going to open that up. Zoom in a bit. Now, what we can do from here is we can go to Adjustments, Hue and Saturation, and really this is the cheap, lazy way of doing it, but again, I'm not an artist. So we're going to tinker with the colors here. We're going to just drag this around until we feel like it gets to the point of being a copper ingot. Lightness, darkness. That looks pretty close to a copper ingot to me. So we'll hit OK. File, Save As, and we're going to want to go back to our modding folder, and we're going to going to go to Source, Nealcraft, Assets, Nealcraft, Textures, Items. And we're going to want to name it the unlocalized name of our item, copper ore. We're going to save that. We'll hit OK. We'll go ahead and minimize this in case we want to come back to it later. Now, let's jump in and look and see if we have a texture on our item. I'm hoping we do. Oh, we do not. And why is that? Why do we not have it? Copper ingot, copper ingot. Let's look under here. Copper ore. Oh my lord. Refactor, rename. You probably saw that as soon as I did it, didn't you? Copper ingot. If you want to rename stuff, you just refactor, rename. Let's try this again, shall we? Single player, back into our world. And there we have it. So now you'll see our sweet new texture that we just created. Right? Little tip. You hold your mouse over this, and if you middle mouse click, you get stacks. So now we can make it rain. Woo! Copper bars for everybody. Copper bars, copper ingots. And that's pretty much how you create an item. Super simple. Now, we're going to create more advanced items as we go. And those advanced items are really going to have properties. I want to get in and I want to make some durable items with you. So, if you remember Red Power 2, they had like a diamond handsaw. In IC2, there is the hammer and the, what do you call it? The cutters. We're going to make some stuff like that. But yeah, those will be the special items. We'll come to those later though. Let's create a block now. But we're going to do that in another episode. So I will see you guys then. Thanks for joining me. My name's Neil, and I hope to see you in the next episode. Bye.